Well, it's time for another trail camera review, and today it is a Tovendor 16 megapixel trail camera. Tovendor, you ask? Have you ever heard of that? Well, it's a fairly new name to me, so I'm going to spell that name out here on the screen. As I was doing my research on this camera, of course I went to YouTube and looked for reviews and sample footage, and I actually don't think I found a single video on this trail camera. Amazon website says it's new for 2019. We're going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you some of the settings and then we're going to put it to work. So let's get into the unboxing. First I'll show you some of the specs here. So it has a 16 megapixel, 0.3 second trigger speed, has a 45 angle for the PIR, no glow IR bulbs, IP66 waterproof rating, has full HD 1080p video, and it has a 2.4 inch LCD screen. Inside the box we have our owner's manual, simple operating instructions, then we have our actual trail camera. Don't forget to remove all the protective coatings over all the lenses. Over here we have an optional wall mount, USB cable, and a tree strap. A first look at the camera here. Has a nice camo pattern on the outside, breaks up the IR bulbs with some serrations here, 2 latches on the sides. Place for a padlock, place for a cable, tree strap, 2 /20 mounts, has a 6-volt external power port. Inside we have our batteries going this side, full-size SD card, and here's your USB out. I'm going to load this camera up with batteries now, and I'm going to show you some of the settings. Well, here's something unique already I found with this Tovendor camera. It has the battery tray inside the camera, and that's not uncommon. Many different manufacturers have this similar setup, but something that's unique to this camera that I've never seen on any other one is a simple little pull tab to pull your battery cover off. So simple, but yet getting your fingers in here on a lot of those cameras is very difficult. Just adding that little pull tab, way to go, Tovendor. Next I'm going to go into the menu and show you some of the settings. It has a 3-position switch here for off, setup, and on. So we'll slide that to setup, and we got power. So you can select your mode, and that's whether you want photo, video, or photo and video both. You can set your photo size. You can set your video size. You can set the number of pictures you want it to take, 1, 2, or 3. You can set your video length. And you can set your interval, and that's the time between photos or videos. You can set your shutter speed. Timestamp, whether you want that displayed or not displayed on your photos or videos. You have a time switch, on or off. It has a password. You can set a unique 4-digit password to help protect your camera from being stolen, or if it is stolen, it'll render it useless without having those 4 digits. Has your serial number. Next it says flashlight, and I'm assuming that's your IR bulbs. What your intensity is, let's just look at that. Yep, you have auto, high, or low. So I would imagine that is your IR flash. Your beep sound, on or off, we're actually going to turn that off because that is rather annoying. Volume on your record, whether you want audio or not. Your play, your playback volume. Auto power off, you can set how long you want that to be. Backlight time, you can set your clock, you can format the memory card, you can select your language, you can go back to all your default settings, and then your system that it's running on. Well, my initial thoughts on just seeing this camera for the first time are, I like its camo, I like its small compact design, I like the 2-latch system here, and they are heavy-duty latches compared to some that I have been testing lately. I like that you can put a padlock or a cable lock on it. I like that it has 2 different /20 accessory mounts. It gives you options on how you want to mount that, or you can simply use the tree strap. On looks alone, I think it looks like a great camera, But it's time to put it out in the woods and see what kind of sample videos and photos we can get from this trail camera. So we made it out in the woods. I mounted my Tovendor here on a homemade T-post that I have overlooking this little water hole. We're in the middle of summer, it's hot, it's sticky, there's bugs everywhere here, and one of the only little water sources is this water hole. There's tons of tracks around and I expect to get some immediate action. I like the idea that this Tovendor has two different 1/4-20 mounts, whether on the back or straight up from the bottom. I chose the bottom for today's mounting. I'm going to power up the camera here next. And as I get test photos and videos from this area, I'm going to show you the samples right now. Well, thanks for sticking around here to the end. I'm going to give you my final thoughts here just in a second. You've seen the unboxing, you've seen me put this out in the woods, and now you've seen the test photos and videos that I got from the Tovendor. I was impressed with the photos and videos. The daytime and nighttime photos were clear. The daytime videos had a little bit of fuzz, it looked like, but I was impressed with the nighttime videos. The nighttime videos, I would say, were even better than the daytime videos. Not many cameras can say that. Most times it's vice versa, where the nighttime videos get a little more fuzzy. These seem to be very clear. One thing that really stood out is the crystal clear audio that I got from this trail camera. I was impressed. Not many cameras have good audio, and as you could see there at the water hole, you could hear the animals drinking, you could hear the water dripping, you could hear footsteps, you could hear ambient noises from the woods. I was impressed with this camera's audio. So for my final thoughts, I think that this trail camera is a winner. It is one of the most affordable trail cameras that I've reviewed thus far, and I really don't think I gave up hardly any quality in the photos or videos with that cheaper price tag. And in fact, the audio, I think I gained. I don't think there's hardly a camera out there that has better audio no matter what the price tag is. Another thing that I like is the 1/4-20 mounts has 2 of them instead of 1, and some cameras don't have any. It also has a place for the cable, for a cable lock, and it has a password protection for more added security. And one other thing that I really liked about the trail camera, it's a minor thing, but it adds a lot of convenience, is that loop on the battery cover. Those battery covers can be notoriously hard to get your finger in there to release them. Just adding that simple little loop, attention to detail, I really like that. Well, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Check out the description. There's a lot more information about this trail camera and a link there if you'd be interested in checking out the link to buy it on Amazon or just check out more information on it. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.